Hey everybody, how's it going? So that is what a 37-year-old regularly used chef's knife looks like. This is an 8-inch chef's knife. I got this in cooking school at Western Culinary Institute in Portland, Oregon back in 1989. And this one here I have used professionally and here at home. I worked in the restaurant industry for about 15 years, and I have used this knife religiously for 20 years now. And I've kept it pretty sharp over the years. But every time you sharpen one of these knives, every time you put it over a stone or you put it through a sharpener of any type, you're taking a little bit of metal off the blade. And then you steel it, and you straighten that metal out, and you sharpen it again. You take a little bit of that metal off. This blade actually used to be probably a good maybe 3/16 to a quarter of an inch deeper than it is now, because I've been using it so much over the last 37 years. So why am I telling you this? Well, I'm telling you this because KnifeSaga just gifted me this wonderful knife set here. They gifted this to me for the purpose of making this video. And I wanted to show you these knives because I'm really impressed with these knives. As I mentioned, I've cooked professionally. Now I do all the cooking around the house here. And I have been using the same knives for a long time, and I figured it was time for a new set of knives. And so KnifeSaga was kind enough to gift these to me. So what do we have here? Well, we have to start off with, this is kind of pretty cool here. You've got a knife sharpener, and it's got two magnets that are underneath this rubber base here. And this rubber base, I'm going to bring my old knife here because these guys here are so sharp they don't need it. But you just take your knife, you just drag it across the sharpening stone that's in there. This side here is fine, and this side over here is coarse. And so I'm just going over the fine one right now, and you don't have to push down real hard. You just pull your knife through. And again, every time you do that, it takes off just a tiny little bit of steel. So that's the first thing that you see in here. The next thing that you see in here are 4 steak knives. Now, the thing I really like about these steak knives is that they're not serrated. They're straight blades. I don't like serrated steak knives. They tend to rip and tear the steak. I want the steak to be cut. And this is such a sharp steak knife. This is going to be wonderful for cutting those steaks that I'm going to be making here in the next day or two. Next, you've got a pair of kitchen shears. Some people call them chicken shears because you can cut poultry. You can spatchcock a turkey with these things, or a chicken if you want. You can separate them. Let's see here. I just had them apart. You can separate them so that you can sharpen them or you can clean them. And they just really easily go right back together. Oops. There we go, just like that. They have their own little storage area down here. Next, you've got a short serrated knife. This is actually, you could use this as maybe a carving knife or something like that. I would use this maybe for dinner rolls or something along those lines. You've got about a 4-inch paring knife. Again, a very sharp blade. Then is a bread knife, serrated bread knife. And then you've got a blade. There's a specific name to this blade, and I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but the design basically reflects that there's all these little dents on the side of the blade. And the purpose of those dents is so that when you're cutting cheese or something like that, it allows air to get in behind that product so that it doesn't stick to the blade. It just falls off. Maybe you're cutting some zucchini or cucumber or squash or something like that, and it tends to stick to the side of the knife. That's to help encourage the product to fall off to the side of the knife. And then finally, the 8-inch chef's knife. This thing has got such a sharp blade to it. It is very, very nice. And you can see that it's got some great depth to it here. One of the things that has concerned me about continuing to use this knife, so when you use a knife correctly, you see a lot of people hold a knife like this or like this. You want to hold a knife so that your thumb and your forefinger are actually on the blade. And that gives you good balance on the knife. It gives you good leverage on both the knife and the handle. Well, you can see that my finger is getting pretty darn close to the blade. With a nice deep knife, I don't have that concern anymore, and I can actually cut the product that I'm cutting very easily. Now, all of these knives are a full tang knife, or actually not a full tang knife. They're a fully forged knife. In other words, the handle is an integral part of the knife itself. There's not a separate handle, wood handle or something like that that goes on the outside. It's all one piece. These are incredibly sharp. Please be careful with these knives when you're using them. And again, you don't want to use a knife like this. You get no leverage to it. You want to use it like this with your thumb and your forefinger actually on the blade, and you can cut. And this thing is so sharp. It's going to take a little adjusting, and I'm sure I'm going to cut myself a time or two with it. So, guys, there you have it. KnifeSaga, fantastic knife set with a great knife block and a sharpener on it. Let's put the sharpener back on there so we don't forget about that bad boy. But there you go, guys. Have yourselves a great day. We'll catch you on the next video. Until then, cheers, everybody. Hey, I just wanted to say a quick thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you'd like to see more videos, the link to my Amazon storefront is down in the descriptions, and I'd love it if you'd take a little walk over there, check it out. Have yourselves a fantastic day. We'll catch you later. Cheers, y'all.